Well, here we are now in early July, and it's the time to thin your apples on the tree if they need doing, and that will give you a much better crop later on in the year and into autumn. And today's video is brought to you with the support of Cobra Garden and King Seeds. So as you can see on this fruit tree here, this is a Bramley apple tree. This is the big beast of a tree that we've got in our garden that was here when we moved in, and we've got several videos of us pruning this and restoring it because it was much bigger and much more dense and compact. It's already made a lot of growth this year since I did the winter pruning, but we are now getting a crop on it, and you can see we're getting quite good crops on this. And what we need to do is thin them out because the Bramley apple potentially can grow to be that big. So if you've got clusters in places like here where we've just got like a whole nest of fruit in there, there isn't going to be room for them all to develop. So we do it at this time of the year after a thing called June drop. You may have heard people talking about June drop and wondered what it is. Well, it's when fruit trees, particularly apples, but also plums will do it as well, they blossom, the fruit sets, and you get the small apples. And then through June, a percentage of those will fall off. So if you've been getting apples falling on your ground over the last month, that is totally natural. And what it is the tree regulating itself to get rid of anything that's sort of a misformed apple, or if they are very crowded. So it gets rid of some of the weight. But this year's been a really good year for fruit. The weather's been good for them. So as a result, we've still got too many. So we wait until we've had the natural June drop, and then we can go in and do a little bit of thinning if we need to. Now, if you live far north, or if you're in the north of England up into Scotland, the June drop can continue into July as well. So what I would say is, if you're in a northern area, probably give it another week or two until they've stopped falling. When you can shake the tree and nothing really falls off, then the June drop has finished. Having said that, that one did fall off, so we'll let that one through the net. So what do we do? Well, this is a good example here. We've got one apple on its own, so that's fine, and we've got three here. Now, with a cooking apple, what you could do is you could take that down to 2 apples or 1. I'm going to leave 2 on because I don't want huge apples. So very carefully, you've got to twist one of them off. So I'm just going to twist that and leave those 2 on. That gives those more room now to develop. And what we also do, if there's a cluster of fruit and the one in the center of the cluster, we call that the king fruit. That's the one we normally take out if there's multiple on there. But leaving those 2 on will be fine like that. We could do it again here where we've got quite a few on this one. So what I would probably do is take that one off there. Occasionally, if you just give them a twist, they will usually come off. If not, get a little thin pair of snips in there, which I think I'm going to do. And I'm going to also take this one off here, like that. So that one I'm leaving 3 there because they've all got room to develop. So they'll make a decent size. That one there's okay, but all of these that we need to do. This one here, as we can see, has also got some damage on it. Can you see there? We've got that little bit of damage. That is the codling moth. Now, we've had a codling moth trap in the tree, and it's probably caught lots, but it doesn't get them all. That one came off very easily. They often fall off on their own. And if I can somehow cut that in half, we can see what the damage is inside. If I can do it with this, we can see that's where the grub is been in there and is eating the flesh. So that apple would never develop properly. We wouldn't want to eat it. So anything that's damaged, misshaped, we can take off. Now, obviously, I can't get all the way up there unless I get Jill on my shoulders, but then we can't film it. But what I'm going to do is work my way around, just taking some of them off so that we've got some that will get that little bit bigger. You get fewer fruits, but better quality, and it takes a bit of the stress off the tree. I'm going to go onto the front now because we've got some cordons and just show you how we do it on the eating apples. We've also got a good fruit set on some of the cordon apples. So these are being grown as verticals. These are 3 years old, and we've had a framework now built on them to support them. But unlike an oblique cordon that grows at 45 degrees, these are vertical, and they're going to be trained and clipped as a cordon. I've actually done a little bit of pruning because this year they've just made really, really big extension growth. We normally do it later in the season, but you can do some now and then do the final prune when we get into September time. So if you've got an overgrown one and you're trying to contain it, you can just cut off some of that new growth. But this is a lovely apple called Red Love, this one. So it's got not only dark red skin, but the flesh inside is red as well. So if you use this in cooking or if you're doing juice, apple juice, drop a few of those in and you get a lovely pink juice. It's a really hardy apple, this one. It was bred in Sweden, so it's great for northern cooler climates. It is an eating apple, but it's still a little bit sour even when it's ripe. But on this one, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 on that one cluster there. That's one cluster of blossom. If we leave them all on, they're not going to get much bigger than that. They're not a big apple anyway. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my snips for these. I'm just going to thin some of them out to leave probably just 4, maybe 3 or 4. If I take that one out there. So you can see by taking these out, seems a waste, but it's not, because these will all now get bigger. I could actually take another couple out if I wanted to, but I'm happy to have sort of smallish apples. They'll get so big. So I'm just going to work my way across this, thinning them out so that all those apples have got a little bit of extra room to grow. And then we can look forward to picking them and eating them in late summer, early autumn. So there you can see I've taken off quite a few young apples there, but the tree really will benefit and we should now get a superb crop off it. So thank you for watching. Still plenty of time. Don't rush out and do it today. You've got the next week or two to do a little bit of apple thinning. And remember, all the videos and our weekly podcast can be found on YouTube, where you can subscribe for free. We'll be back again in the garden next week, so we'll see you then. Bye.